Alright, so we're headed up to one of my little blacktail honey holes right now. I've got a camera up here. It's been in here since September, and had a Moultrie mobile field modem hooked up here, so it's wireless photos sent to my phone and everything, which is great. But I didn't update the latest software on my camera, so unfortunately what that means is it stopped connecting, and I stopped getting photos back in I think it was about the first week of October, or the first couple days of October, which is really just the start, not even the start for blacktails really. You don't really get a lot of those big bucks coming out until about the end of October, the last week of October to the first 2 weeks of November. It's really when you're getting a lot of the bigger bucks coming out, so I have no idea what to expect on this camera. And I've had a camera in here for I think 3 years now, and I've had a lot of small bucks, but I've had some nice 3x3s in here, and a couple different 4x4s and a big 4x3. So I'm really looking forward to what this year holds, because I haven't gotten a picture since the first week of October, and it's the first week of February now. It's like February 2nd or 3rd, so I'm looking forward to this. So I'm gonna get in here, get to the gate, get the mountain bike out of the back, get pedaled in. It's only about a half-hour ride in, so it's not bad. Get in there, get it checked, and which actually I think I got to get home, get it on the computer, really go through all the photos. But I'll make sure I put some photos up. You guys can see what's on the camera, and yeah, we're headed to my blacktail spot. We'll see what's on the camera. The one thing this bike definitely needs is some more air in the tires. They're a little spongy. We're gonna go ahead and pump them up a bit. It has been a while since I've used this bike, and they're a little soft. Ready to tuck here, Kent. It's been a while since I've been in here. I've got to go up the top, over the top up there, into the timber edge. That's where I got a tree stand and my trail camera. Step over the top. Gotta get up and over some obstacles to get into here. Oh. I heard a big crunch on my way in here, up above me. Or there's a deer bedded in here. I jumped out or something. Get up here, find my trail. Nice thing about doing this in the wintertime, there's almost no blackberry bushes. It's not thick and grown up. Usually it's twice as thick as this, so this really isn't bad. Well, here's the trail, if you want to call it a trail. Not much of a trail. But you can see up here, flagging tape in the tree, just marking the attempt of what is a trail. More flagging tape there. It's usually so much thicker in here. Come, August, September, everything has grown up. The joy of hunting Western Washington is going through all this thick, nasty stuff. But it keeps a lot of people out of coming into spots like this too, though. Most guys will just ride the trail in at the bottom, have a look around, pretty much call it a day. But if you actually get all the way up in here, there's a big bench up here that holds a lot of deer that you would not see from the bottom. We're just about to the tree stand. Here's how I mark my tree of where my tree stand is too, in this thick stuff. Put a band of flagging tape around the tree. That way when you're hiking in, you know right where it's at. Especially in the dark, you can just shine your headlamp up into the clear cut. Find out which tree you need to be headed towards. Mark your trail like I do. There it is. Untouched still, it looks like. That's good. That's her. Sweet. I think we'll probably end up hiking her out. Get that tree stand out. But let's go over here. Let's go check the camera. Let's see what's on there. I think I can get around, get through here. It's amazing what these blacktails live in. Some spider webs on here. Some spiders living in this thing, it looks like. Alright, let's get this all off. There is the modem. These are pretty slick actually. These are really nice, especially if you have a spot that's, I usually put this in a spot that's a lot more remote, that I really don't want to be going in and out of a lot. Just for one, maybe it's got a lot of big bucks and I don't want to continue to put my scent in there every few weeks or when I check it, and try and stay out of my spots as much as possible, just so you're not bumping deer in and out of your spots. And that's one way to do that is just awesome. You could literally put it in and not have to come back for a year. Really nice. You can change all your camera settings wirelessly, check your battery levels, SD card, memory storage levels. Pretty slick system. Okay, let's get these loaded up. I think we'll go grab the tree stand, get out of here. suck these down so they're not hanging down too low while I'm hiking out and snagging up on everything. Or hitting the tire on the mountain bike once we get it out. Alright. Got the tree stand. Got the camera. Got the mobile modem. And we're hiking out of here. Had enough fun beating brush for one day. That's for sure. So get out of here. Get home. And, go check this trail cam. Alright, so I got around to checking the trail cam finally. Been a few days since I went up and got it. But unfortunately too, I lost about 3 months worth of videos, which really sucks. Or excuse me, 3 months worth of photos, which is kind of a bummer deal. I was having some issues with my modem loading and then updating and sending me photos. And apparently, I thought even though it wasn't sending the photos that it would still at least keep track of the on the SD card of the pictures and whatnot, but apparently it stopped taking photos too, so I lost about 3 months worth of photos. But anyways, this is what I do have. This is a good little buck here, a little 2x3. You can almost call him a 2x3. He's got a little point on the one side. It's a good little buck, fairly wide. Another small 2-point there. And then we got that 2x3, and then a little spike, a little tiny guy. You can see he's just barely got little spikes on him. And the 2x3 here. Let's see. Yeah, here you go. You can see his. I don't know if that's quite an inch. That's questionable there on whether or not that's an inch. It's probably not an inch, so maybe you call him a 2-point, but I don't know. That's questionable. That's probably ½ inch, 3/4 inch. But let's see. He's fairly wide too, actually. He's not bad. He's a fairly wide buck. He's really not bad. It'd be nice if he was a little bit bigger, but not a bad buck. Let's see. Got lots of photos of him. There's him at night again. This is a really cool buck. This is a buck that I think I've only gotten on camera a couple of times. He's got 4 on his left, and I think he's only a 2-point, or he might be a 3-point on his right. Either a 3x4 or a 2x4. I think he's a 3x4, but it's interesting how he grew. Here, you can really tell here. His left side's real tall and looks heavier, and his right side's fairly weak. But it's funny how they grow like that in eye guard here too, and not real wide, but he's tall and narrow. Pretty cool buck. Little spike. I think this is that 2x4 or 3x4. It's just, it sure looks like he's actually, looks like 3. No, yeah. It's hard to tell through his horns on what he is on that right side being in the background. It's really hard to tell. He's a great buck though. I think he's got a lot of character. He's pretty cool. And then I've got, this is probably the biggest buck on the camera. There we go. That's a great shot of him. Really nice 4x4 eye guards. That's a great buck right there. I'd love to take a deer like that. As far as a blacktail goes, he's a stud for sure. It's a great buck. So that's what I had. So unfortunately, we lost a few months worth of photos. So can't do anything about that now. It would have been really nice to have seen all of October's, November's photos, but yeah. it is what it is. We'll put it back out next year and see what we get.